Hey, I'm Ruben Medea, and today I want to show you how to make tamales. So I've probably eaten tamales dozens of times throughout my life. I've made them 2 or 3 times too with both my grandmas and my mother. And so I just quickly want to show you the ingredients you will need and step by step how to make tamales. So for step one, you want to prep the corn husks. This is assuming you got the dried ones, which are way easier to get than the fresh ones. You want to soak the corn husks in water for at least 3 hours. Now, this will make them softer and easier to work with. And according to my grandma, she told me that if you don't soak the corn husks, they won't be easy to work with and they will break. So for step two, you want to make the dough. You need to mix the corn flour, lard, water, baking soda, and salt in a bowl. And you should try to use the exact same measurements for side two if you want to get the best results. Now for step three, here comes the actual making of the tamales. You want to grab the pre-soaked corn husks from step one and begin smearing the dough on it. So what you want to do is you want to do it only on this side, and you want to leave this side without dough. So this square right here, fill it up with dough, and you don't want to fill this side because it will be used later to close the tamale. So for step four, you want to begin filling your tamales, whether you grabbed pork, chicken, cheese, whatever you grabbed. Also, my mother told me that, well, as a tip, you shouldn't really overfill your tamales because then step five, which I will talk about later, will be way more difficult then. So you want to put your fillings right in the middle, not too much, because then you won't be able to close them. So for step five, you want to close your tamales. After filling them, you want to close the tamales by think of it as if it were a pamphlet. So you got three sides, and the two sides on the sides, we're gonna put those sides towards the middle, and then you remember the part we didn't fill with dough. You want to close that up so it's completely sealed. So for step six, you want to steam your tamales. You need a steam cooker for this. If you don't have one, you can just use a pot, and you have to try to put like a rack on top of the boiling water. You also need a lid to keep the steam from escaping. But what you want to do is on the rack that's on the pot, you want to arrange the tamales kind of like in a circle so the heat can go through the middle. And what you want to do is cook them for at least an hour, but don't go over an hour and 15 minutes because according to my grandma, she told me that if you cook them for more than an hour and 15 minutes, uh, for whatever food you cook, it becomes mushy and they kind of fall apart, so you don't want that. Now, just to conclude my whole tamale making video, I just want to recap on what we saw. Which basically, you need all the ingredients. And for step one, you put the corn husks in water, 3 hours. Then you make the dough. Begin making the tamales. Remember, you got to put only on this side because this side will be useful to close the tamale. You want to fill them, not too much. Whatever filling you want, chicken, pork, cheese. You want to close your tamales. You think of it as a pamphlet, so there's three sides. The two sides on the sides, you want to put it in the middle, and then the part with no dough on it, you want to close it towards the middle. And lastly, step six, you want to steam your tamales. Try arranging them in a circle so the steam can kind of circulate through the middle, and cook them for an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. Don't overcook them; they'll become mushy and they'll break apart. Okay, I hope this video was helpful in the making of tamales. I know this can be a little bit uh, time consuming to making them, but I promise that the end result will be so worth it. Thank you.